If by chance you start picking up too much material, as I did on that cut, just back off, take half the cut, and then come back and pick it up.
The point of my gouge is too far from the tool rest here, and I'm getting a little chatty. I should just take a finer cut.
Let's just take some of the shavings out. They're starting to pile up. And you can see we're starting to get a little bit translucent. Just a few more light passes to finish it up. We're still getting that vibration from that knot, but that's okay. We'll finish it out. What you want to end up with here is one continuous curve through the interior of the piece. Got just one little ridge up here, and we'll come back and make one last cut. You can do this in a single pass, you'll have a much better curve. I think we've got it. We'll take this off and we'll set up a jam chuck and finish out the bottom and remove this tenon that's here. We've got a scrap piece of cherry here that we're going to chuck up. We've already put a tenon on it, and we're going to make a jam chuck. This will allow us to turn off the tenon on the bottom of our bowl. We'll need the tailstock back in place, and we'll need to round over the end of this and make a little hollow out of it so that we don't have a point to a point.
What I mean by that is that this way we'll have a ring of wood in contact with the interior of the bowl.
Now we've made the hollow in here so that this fits a little bit more comfortably. It's not a perfect match to the interior curve, but it does fit right up against there. We're going to put a paper towel in here for cushioning, and we're going to bring up the tailstock in the center where we had it mounted between centers previously. Lock the tailstock in position. Make sure it spins clearly. Adjust tool rest, and everything's locked down. It spins evenly, and we can remove the tenon for the most part using our bowl gouge, but as you can see it gets a little tight getting up towards the live center. So we're going to come back to our spindle gouge, the same one that we used to make the tenon. We're going to actually undercut this bottom just a little bit. And the reason that we're going to do that is because this wood is wet and it's probably going to move just a little bit. And if we leave this bottom perfectly flat and it moves, we're going to have to flatten the entire bottom. By putting a recess underneath here, once it moves, it'll just be necessary to remove the two high places. That should pop right off, and all we need to do is sand that, and we have a perfectly good bowl. Now, as you're making greenwood bowls like this, you want to keep in mind that the wall thickness needs to be uniform all the way through the piece. That way, it may indeed change shape just a little bit, but if it's the same thickness all the way down, it will change uniformly. It may distort a little bit, but it probably won't crack. You can sand this once it's dry and put your favorite finish on it. Urethane oil, lacquer, just about anything will work on it.